From the beginning of time, women were considered the mother of all living things. In Genesis chapter 3, verse 20, somewhere there, Adam called the woman's name Eve, meaning as she was the mother of all living things. And so female birds lay eggs, cows have calves, lizards and snakes lay eggs. The crocodile, the alligator, is the female that produces the offspring. The horses, the eagles, the bears, the lions, the tigers. Everywhere in society that you look, when you look across the length and breadth of this planet, it is the female that carries the offspring. So they are very important to the family structure. Yeah? Female, fetus carrier, right? Fetus carrier, right? And so it is the female, fetus male, the one that it carries the offspring. And women gives birth to nature, and women nurtures the young that they bring. They are the nurturer of the family. Women are celebrated throughout history, but today, right? The satanic system has denigrated the family structure as God would have it. Yes, it has said that the family is not important. It has continued to promote the satanic culture, putting women with women and seeing that as a family unit. No such thing. They put men with men and say that's a family structure. No such thing. Two women cannot produce offspring. Two men cannot produce offspring. The family structure is God's institution. It is God ordained. It is God's way of ensuring that humanity continues the way it was designed to be. But the satanic system has gone from strength to strength in trying to eliminate the structure that God has put in place. What would happen if you got rid of the man in the house? Oh, yeah, that has happened. Society has broken down. You have an increase in violence. You have a poor family system. You have children who are not becoming what is expected of them. Mothers have a harder time bringing forth children who are productive to society. It is the truth of the matter. Some people may disagree with me, but that's fine. You may disagree. And so the system, or the satanic system, has been designed to get men out of the house, and that has happened. How did they do that? Incarcerating men. I'm not saying that if you did something wrong, you shouldn't pay the price for it. But when you have a system that is designed to arbitrarily remove you from your family structure, your family unit, then there's a problem. There's systematic racism in our society. There are many underlying factors that leads to the destruction of men and men's role in the family unit or in society at large. A lot of people won't agree with that either. It doesn't matter whether or not you agree. It is what it is. It is the truth. This government has said to women that if we provide you with housing, Section 8, right, you cannot have a man in the house. Why wouldn't you allow the father of the children to remain in the house with the mother of those children so that there could be a solid family structure? It is a satanic system. Whether you agree with it or not, it is what it is. You have the welfare system. So the woman is able to get money from the government, and so if you have a man around, you cannot get that money, or you won't get as much money. So guess what? The woman will choose to get more money, and the government becomes the man in the house. But the government is not present. What happens? The family structure breaks down. The prison system. The prison system is designed to keep you, to get you incarcerated. And so the simplest little things you did, you were thrown into prison. It is getting a little better now with the prison system. Because for the first time in the history of this nation, you have less black men going to prison. This is not a racist thing, but that's a reality. You have put into the society, in the black communities and so on, where the drugs and guns were introduced to the population that you did not like. Racism. Wow. But this is not a message about racism and so on. This is about the family structure. This is about the importance of the family unit, the importance of women in the unit. Society, as I said, has accepted the idea that you can have women with women raising families and that is okay, and they applaud it and they are excited about it and they celebrate it. Men with men raising families and they applaud it and they are excited and they celebrate it. But when it comes on to a man and a woman along with the children in that relationship, in that household, it is looked down on. It is frowned upon. It is there is such dissension with regards to the man-woman family structure. Why? Because the society that we're living in is a satanic system. It is what it is. Can you imagine if we got rid of women? Oh my God, God forbid. God forbid, but that is what they're trying to do. So now they have taken your sons, your daughters, and they are transforming them through what we know as the transgender ideologies. So they'll tell you, and they have said, some schools does not have to tell the parent that they're giving the children medication or they're encouraging the children to do sex changes, or they're encouraging the children to be as how they feel. If I feel like I'm a lizard today, does that mean I'm a lizard? It is wrong. It's mind-boggling to me to know that this is how our society is. But it is the reality that we're living in. What is this reality? It is a satanic system. Let's get into this a little bit more, because today is, after all, Mother's Day. Talk about or look at the some of the characteristics of a mother. It is important that we know this. I'm going to look at often compared to the unconditional love of God. Just as God's love is sacrificial and nurturing and enduring, so is a mother's love for her children. These are some of the characteristics of a mother. In our society, it is fighting against the structure of motherhood, the identity of the woman. It is fighting against that. Why? Because the family structure was designed by God to ensure the continuity of the human race. That is what the family structure is for. The satanic system that is in this world, it wants to destroy anything that identifies with the God-centeredness, anything that proves God, anything that has been established by God, the Eternal One, the Everlasting Father. The satanic system wants to remove that, and so everything that is happening in our society today, the satanic system is seeking to destroy it. But the characteristics of a mother's is this: one, love. A mother's love is often compared to the unconditional love of God. Yes, what do you see in our society today? It doesn't matter how wrong a child is. It doesn't matter how wicked a child is. That mother would always run to the side of that child, because after all, she gave birth to that child. She gave everything to that child. She poured her all out into that child. So her love is unconditional. It doesn't matter how wrong the child is. The love is unconditional. She will always show up. Even if the father does not show up, she will show up. See what it says over here. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. That is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 and 5. You need to understand that when you see mothers, true mothers, and I've seen this live and direct, where children have done the most egregious thing, and the mothers would run up and when these children are to be taken away by the cops or so on, the mothers would be coming out and protesting. The mothers would be pulling on their breast and lifting up their voices and wailing and weeping. The mothers would rush to that child's aid, would even try to fight off the cops or whomsoever. The mothers would do that, and have seen where mothers have done that. Why? Because the mother's love is unconditional. The mother's love bears no record. It doesn't see the wrong of the child. The mother's love, all the mother is interested in is to see that the child is treated well, that the child receives the utmost respect, that the child is loved and appreciated. That's all the mothers do. And so one of the characteristics of a mother is love. You know, in Proverbs speaks of wisdom. A second characteristic of a mother is wisdom. In Proverbs, wisdom is personified as a woman, and mothers are often seen as imparting wisdom to their children through their guidance, instructions, and examples. Yes, most of our families today are single families who have mothers at the helm of those families. The satanic system, as I said earlier on, has removed the fathers from the household. They have done everything to keep the man outside of the home. The man is unable to earn enough, so he has to have 2 jobs and 3 jobs, right? And in order to support the family. And so they have done so. But the society has gone so far in trying to also remove the woman from the house, and they have done so. So now that the men are out there working, okay, so they send the woman out. You can go earn your own money. You can go do this. You can go do that. So nobody is there to watch the children, right? Earlier on, the system of God is for the woman to nurture and to grow and to educate the children, right? That is a system of God, right? Where the man goes out and he earns all he has to earn and brings it in and gives it to the woman so that she can care for the family, so she can take care of the household, so she can ensure that her family is kept. The man provides, the man protects, the man upholds, and the man is there. And so society, the satanic system, removed the man by giving him a plethora of things to do and eradicating him from the house. And then they turn on the mother and say, no, you can go out, you can go work, you can go earn your own money, you can have your own identity, right? And this is where feminism comes into play, right? And so you can go, you don't need a man in your life, you don't need a man to do anything. It's a lie from the enemy. It is a lie from the pit of hell. It's a satanic system. The family of God was designed for the man and the woman to be at the helm of the family, for them both working together. Anyway, we're talking about motherhood and women today. And so the Proverbs is full of wisdom. And so the woman is personified as one who is full of wisdom. She's personified as wisdom itself, right? And it is the mother that imparts unto the children. Why? Because the father is usually outside keeping the sheep, tending to the flock, out there working all day in the sun on the streets, wherever he's out there trying to make ends meet so that his family can be okay. So there's the mother that takes care of the family. It's the mother that nurtures the children. It's the mother. Even in my own house, I am here, I go out, I go to work, and I come home, but it's mom that is here taking care of the children, okay? Here's what it says. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. Proverbs 31, 26. And this proverb speaks about the virtuous woman. And you know, the virtuous woman, she was productive. She had a little business. She kept her family. She was one of the pivotal columns in her household. She shared her part. She imparted. She produced. She ensured that the family was knit together. And so she opens her mouth with what? Wisdom. A mother will provide wisdom to her children. It doesn't matter how foolish it may seem to us as children, it is wisdom because they have lived experiences. Okay, and so one of the third characteristics of a woman or mother is that mothers are often portrayed as nurturing and caring for their children, providing them with physical, emotional, and spiritual nourishment. And this is true. Mothers usually provide the sustenance of the household. They do so, right? Because they're there. When a child is hurting, that child doesn't run to daddy, that child runs to mommy, right? When a child needs something, that child doesn't run to daddy, that child runs to mommy, right? Everything, the child runs to mommy. Even as they get older, who are they calling first? They're calling mama, right? Believe me, they're calling mommy. And so when a person goes to prison, who they call for? Mommy, right? Who shows up? Mommy. When a person goes to the hospital, who shows up first? Mommy. I'm not saying the fathers are not there, right? But mothers are the ones who shows up quickly and shows up before anybody else. Now, the scripture, Isaiah 49:15, it tells us, can a woman forget her nursing child, that she should have no compassion on the son of her womb? Even these may forget, yet I will not forget you. Right? This scripture is telling you, it tells you that the woman who brought forth that child will never forget that child, will never leave that child standing alone. That is why when a child does something that is wrong or egregious, as I said earlier on, and the cops shows up and so on, that mother shows up and that mother seeks to defend her child. It doesn't matter what is going on. That mother shows up and that mother will defend that child to the T, to the letter. All right, I am telling you, I've seen it time and time again. This is because the woman is a nurturer. The woman is, she knows the pain she felt bringing forth that child. She knows that her child is in danger, and her desire, her instinct is to protect. A mother's instinct is to always protect. That's what a mother's instinct is, because she's a nurturer, she's a carer, she's a lover, right? And so her characteristic is nursing, nurturing, not nursing. Yes, she nursed the children, but it's nurturing, right? And so she nurtures her children, and she wouldn't forget. And so God says, so God is talking and said, even though some women may forget these things, maybe they have Alzheimer's or dementia or something like that, and they'll forget things, right? But they may forget the child's name, and so on. But at some point in time, they will remember. They will remember the things that happened earlier in life, and so on. And so God said, even though some people may forget this, they may forget their children, they may forget that they nurture their kids, because some people do that. Well, God said, I will not forget you. I cannot forget you. But he was comparing his thought with that of a woman who bears children, right? Women, you are important. You're a mother. You're a mother, right? Proverbs 31 tells us that a mother is full of strength. She's strong, right? It describes a virtuous woman. The virtuous woman as one is strong, both physically and emotionally. Which woman do you know that is not physically and emotionally strong? Well, I can say you have plenty. You have plenty, but if they develop themselves, if they equip themselves, they become both physically strong. And the funny thing is, women are naturally strong. They're physically fit. They are Can you imagine carrying a child for 9 months and then bringing forth that child? You know how much strength that takes? And then to be getting up throughout the hours of the night to feed that child, to nurture that child. You know how much that strength that takes? Huh? That takes a whole lot. I don't believe us men could do that. Well, we weren't built like that. We have different roles, different responsibilities, right? And so I am a man. I will not seek to do the job of my wife. That's not my role, right? I will support her. I will encourage her. I will uplift her. I will strengthen her the best way I know how. But I cannot do the things that she does. I cannot do those, right? And so a woman is physically strong and she's emotionally strong, right? She upholds the family. The burden of the family is upon her shoulder, more so in our society today than ever before. The burden of the family is on her shoulder. And so she has to be physically strong. She's going out there. And if you take a look at your society, look around you, with all the absentee fathers and so on, you see all these mothers going out there earning the dollar. She's gone out there and she's working. Then she leaves from work, she goes home and she takes care of the family, or she leaves work, goes to school, then go home to take care of the family, right? She's doing something, and she's doing a multitude of things in order to ensure that the family is taken care of. She is physically fit and she's emotionally fit, right? Mothers often display great strength in facing the challenges of raising a family. Yeah, and so this is important for us to understand. They do whatever is necessary to ensure that the family is taken care of. Yeah, right? And so I need to recognize. And the fifth thing, I'm just giving you 5 points, right? Mothers have the characteristics of faith, right? Faith. Many mothers exhibit strong faith in God. They trust God. They trust His guidance. You have more women in the house of God than men. It is also a plan of the enemy to have this done in the body of Christ, right? More women are in the house of God than men, because the enemy's plan is to destroy man. Remove man from the picture, he is able to destroy the woman. And this is what is happening. So you remove the man from the house, then guess what? The woman's intention is now to fill that gap. And so the woman goes out, starts working, start doing all the things. So the children is left unattended. The child who is left unattended is left to his or her own devices. And so the devil finds work for idle hands. And so the child is then equipped by strangers, and then strangers input whatever doctrines they want to input into that child, because that child is a vulnerable being, and so that child is left there to the elements. And because the mother is out there trying to fulfill the role of the father who was removed from the house. I told you it's a satanic system, right? But today's mothers are full of faith. They believe in their children. They believe in their family. They believe that they can do it. They can make it. Even when men become hopeless and seem hopeless, it's the woman that steps up their game. It's the woman that comes forth and brings forth comfort and say, no, man, you can do this, right? And I want you to understand that women are faithful creatures. They are faithful people. Mothers are faithful. They have such strength. They have such peace. They have such faith. They believe that they will be able to overcome whatever the difficulties, whatever the challenges. They always rise to the occasion, because they let you know first and foremost that their belief and their strength comes from God. I've heard it time and time again. Mothers are faithful. And so many mothers exhibit strong faith in God, trusting in His guidance and provision as they raise their children. Their faith serves as a foundation for their family's spiritual growth and well-being. Yeah, more so you'll see the women taking charge, ensuring, look out there on a Sabbath morning, look out there on a Sunday morning, when instead of a church, who do you see most? You see, if you don't see the family structure of the family, you see the women, and who is behind the women? The children going into the temples to go worship and to fellowship. It's the women leading Bible studies. The women praying with the children. It's the women taking charge and teaching the children about God. It's the women. I want you to understand that today we celebrate mothers. We celebrate womanhood. That's what we do. That's what we do. We celebrate.
You are the world's most
women
valuable
because
asset.
it is what God says.
You are the beacon of hope for humanity, a tower of strength for the voiceless. You are the miracle in moments of distress. You are wombed man. Yes, wombed man. You are woman. You are a mother. Happy Mother's Day.